Hey guys, welcome to another episode of a WoW Weekly with Myst. And I hope everyone had a great holidays. This is the first episode of 2021. So hopefully the year will be at least a little better. But WoW-wise, it will be. There is always stuff to do in a World of Warcraft. So for this week, we have Dark Moon Fair is active, so that's a great one to get 5 points in your professions. If you're leveling alts, you could get the leveling buff, and if you're max level, you have the rep buff. And of course, there's activities in Dark Moon Fair, but me personally, I usually only ever take advantage of the buffs that are out there. For those that do LFR, Wing 2 will be open. And one reminder that I almost totally forgot, I was looking at my progress for my Mythics, and I opened up the page and I saw that I had loot at the Great Vault, and I'm like, well, how the fuck's that even possible? Because it happened to be a week I slacked a bit in the game, and I'm like, I know I haven't even done any Mythics yet this week, and it was the LFR. I had totally forgotten that LFR activates weekly loot now, so don't forget, I know I mentioned it on the first week we got the loot cache, so I forgot the stuff that I even told you guys, but just a quick reminder that if you want weekly loot, all it takes is one wing of LFR. And yeah, it will be the loot of LFR, so it was a 187, so it won't be anything super high. But, a good thing to keep in mind for future LFR modes. So if you just don't have time to, do something, but you still want gear, you could just quickly do that. Also, for the week, we have Arena Skirmish, and there will also be the PvP Brawl, Arathi Blizzard. And that is basically it for the weekly events. As for me, goals, progression, all that, I really didn't do much. I was really focused on Overwatch throughout the Christmas holidays because they always do Winter Wonderland, and so if we're gonna talk progression on any game I played, I did awesome in Overwatch. I have a hate-love with Overwatch, mainly because I hate sitting in queue waiting for matches to begin. And that stuff isn't too bad when it's quick play. Quick play is pretty quick queues. No pun intended there. But when it comes to arcade stuff, the arcade matches seem to be a little iffy, especially when it's a special event, like an event that leaves, and all I wanted to do was the snowball event, so yeah. But anyway, I got it done. I just finished it a couple of days ago, got the Roadhog skin, which is a snowman, and I got quite a few skins throughout the event, So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. It was my goal. It might not have been a World of Warcraft goal, but it was my goal. I wanted to get that because I slack in Overwatch where I don't slack in WoW. So, there was really nothing I needed from WoW, so I figured I'd just put my attention somewhere else, considering it's a limited time event, right? So yeah. That was basically the accomplishments, not WoW related. And the goal for this week is to catch up. I took 1 week off of WoW where I didn't not log in at all during the week, but I'd log in, do a couple board missions, and I'd be like, ugh. And then I'd log out, don't get me wrong, guys. I like Shadowlands. Shadowlands is great, but shit gets boring fast. I am, like, so tired of the grind already. And I don't get tired this quick in an expansion. So yeah. And, so I think maybe I just needed that 1 week of not logging in. But unfortunately, 1 week of not logging in, equals 3 renown levels not obtained, right? Which isn't a huge deal, but it's what I'm gonna work on this week. So for those of you that maybe are wanting to take a little break from WoW or already have, if you do, it's not a big deal. I would have never taken that break if I didn't know I could quickly regain those levels. So basically what happens is if you miss a week, for example, at the time of recording this, max level is 18 renown. On Tuesday, we'll have another 3 levels added. And I'm renown 15 right now. And so I can still get the 18. What's been happening is I've been getting it in callings. So that's how you do it. You will get callings that give you renown. Now, is it something you'd really want to grind hard? Like, say you're just starting in Shadowlands and you want, like, all 18? Hell no, God, if there was a way to do that, you would be so exhausted after that. But if you're only a bit behind, it's a nice, easy catch-up. So yeah, if you do want to take a break or you have already taken a break, do not worry about it. You're going to catch up, no problem. So yeah, that is my one and only goal this week. Also, we have mount runs coming back. I will be on stream tomorrow, and a last minute decision that I made is that I kind of miss our Tuesday mount runs, you know? We did them for so long, and then I decided I didn't want to schedule anymore, and I miss them, so I'm going to put them back. So it's the only day I'm guaranteeing now. But we are going to go back to Tuesday mount runs, and yeah. So that will be a weekly thing. The biggest thing is I hate doing the mount runs without you guys. It's like every time I think of doing them, I'm like, shit, with my luck I'll loot it, and, you know, like, yeah, I'm always recording in case that happens, but I'd rather, you know, have the reaction live, you know? So I never want to do mount runs without you guys now. It's so funny because I've been doing mount runs, like, for years. You know, I've only been streaming for 5, and I've been playing the game for 16. So yeah, but for whatever reason, I don't like to do the runs at all if you guys aren't in chat with me. So we're going to put those back in on Tuesdays. And yeah, so that is my goals progression and a little added info there. So let's get to some WoW news. Okay, so for the first part of news, this one regards an add-on. So there's a guy that makes the add-on. It's very popular. It's called Mythic Dungeon Tools. It helps you navigate some of the quicker routes when you're doing Mythic Plus and stuff. And so he decided to make a paid function in the add-on. You know, where you wouldn't be able to use certain aspects of it without subbing. And that caused a lot of disaster on Twitter. He ended up doing one of those Twitter longer posts. So this guy paywalled his add-on, and I guess he got a lot of negativity on Twitter. He was harassed. He was called some really bad things. And it even included some death threats and stuff. So, yeah. For starters, Buddy should have known that the Mythic Plus people in WoW take shit seriously. Just gonna say. But I don't agree with it either. Like, I think that's wrong that the community, acts like that. It's, I personally don't agree with paywalling an add-on that has been around for quite a while. People are used to it being free, which is probably exactly why they acted out in the way they do. Also, Mythic Plus is more serious now. Back in Legion, it was just a cool new function, but now people sell runs to have other people get mounts and stuff. Like, the minute mounts are in the picture, Mythic Plus gets serious, and there's a mount this season from it. So, yeah. Personally, I don't use the add-on. Mythic Dungeon Tools, I've known about for a while, but it plays the game for you, and I don't like add-ons like that. I'm more interested in quality of life add-ons than I am, add-ons that tell you what to do. It's a big reason why leveling, there's Azeroth Pilot, right? Never have used it, but I've known of it for years. But I don't use it because I just want to level on my own. I'm not racing. I just want to casually level, and I want to be picking my destinations, not some add-on, right? So same kind of deal, So I've never used it, but I do know a huge amount of people do use it because, like I said, it does draw out a path for you. And it, for a lot of people, if you're, good at doing Mythic Pluses, it is legitly what gets you past the timers and, in turn allows you to make some gold by selling some Mythic Plus runs. While I don't agree with him paywalling it, I can see why he does. There are a ton of streamers that sell their weak auras, right? So, yeah, I could totally see why he would think of paywalling it. So yeah, in my personal opinion, I don't agree with him putting a paywall on it. I do believe he did the right choice in refunding the people who had actually paid for it. But I also don't agree that the community should have been calling him, like, a bunch of bad names. I know it might seem weird from a person like me because I am, if a person does something wrong, I tend to think they are the worst person. But I just believe that, when it comes to the internet, everyone's brave. I guarantee you majority of the people that called him names would never have done that if they were standing right in front of him. And yeah, it's just an unfortunate part of the internet is that everyone is super brave on the internet and a lot of people are mean on the internet. And yeah, whether he did a good or a bad thing, he's just gonna end up with the flack that he really shouldn't get, or at least not get from that many people. I guess the real issue here is the death threats, to be honest. Like, not to bring up a streamer, because I try my best not to, not to bring people into my videos. But, I think without saying, I can say that, you know, semi-recently we lost a streamer due to hate comments. Or at least we think it was due to hate comments, right? It could have been anything. And it just goes to show that, you know, when that kind of shit happens, that is very periodic on the internet. It is like a week or two where people feel bad for being mean to someone, and then they forget that that person's, you know, that person took their life because of it, and now they're being hateful to other people. Not gonna say that this guy's gonna, like, take his life or anything, but just saying that, yeah, that shit never lasts. People feel bad about that shit, and then they just go and redo it to another person, you know? And my personal opinion of it is it doesn't matter what the person did. If they did something seriously bad, karma will get them in the end. You know? It's no reason to send death threats and stuff on the internet. And especially when it's just an add-on, you know? Like, it's regarding a video game. Don't get me wrong, I take my WoW real fucking seriously too, but, you know, I'm not gonna threaten someone because of it. Okay, so for the second part of our news section, that would be the Redeem Souls. So now that we are higher in Renown level, we're earning more Redeem Souls. So for those that maybe haven't noticed, at Renown level 15, you start getting the same quest, the Return Lost Souls, except now it is going to give you 10 Redeem Souls. So yeah, that's double from what you normally were getting. Next up in news is more or less, we're going to talk about some buggy stuff. So it's technically two different things, but they're both buggy at the moment, so they can fit into the same topic. That would be Beast Warren's Hunt is still buggy, which is unfortunate because from what I've heard anyway, it, like, you're waiting 2 weeks if you can't do it. So that sucks, especially since it involves a mount. And also, Venthyr level 3's Mirror Network, which is supposed to give you a portal, that is buggy as well. And yeah, this whole expansion is buggy, really. There's a lot of features that are pretty wonky. And I don't know if any of you guys have discovered this, but I discovered this next kind of buggy thing when I was doing the mount runs that you see in this video, actually. So this past week was the week for the alpaca mount, the world boss that shows up there. So I was doing the mount runs, and on characters that... Okay, so you know it's in Valden. If you're Alliance, you gotta do a quest to unlock a Valden, right, in BFA. And it'll put you on the ship. Well, I have some characters that literally just go out there to farm this. So they've never done the quest. They just took the quest that sends them to the ship in Valden. And then, you know, I just fly out, right? So for characters that enter on that ship, it would be an automatic disconnect. No matter what character it was. The minute I went out there and I was on the ship, it was automatic disconnect. And yeah, it's like, I'm so tired of their fucking bugs with this game. But anyway, so a lot of things are still buggy, and those are two of the things. The Maw and Venther. Also, another thing is you might remember, and this is on the topic of the mob, but you might remember I put out a video maybe a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, which was showing you how to phase in with your group when you're in the maw. Apparently that isn't a bug. When I did the video, I totally thought that was a bug. And rumor is that that's intended so that you can't easily group up when you're like in trouble or something in the maw. So seems a little weird to me. And for those that haven't watched the video, all you do is you group up and make sure you're grouped up first. And well, I guess it probably doesn't matter, but when you're grouped up, you go through the portal to go back to Oribos, and then you just come back in to the maw, and then you'll phase in. But yeah, for whatever reason, apparently that is intended. Okay, and that is basically all the news I have for you guys today. I do have 2 cinematics that I thought would be cool to share. I am gonna label them as spoilers. They may not be spoilers. It really depends on what you've done. I just prefer to call everything a spoiler when it comes to cinematics, because you never know. Like, technically, anything in this world can be a spoiler, because a spoiler is anything you haven't seen. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it spoiler. The first one has to do with Bastion, and the second one has to do with Sylvanas. I am pretty certain Sylvanas will be a straight spoiler for most people. Bastion, maybe not. It's from a quest, so if you've done a lot of questing out in Bastion, you might have seen the cinematic. But yeah, I'm gonna roll those right now, and yeah, so if you don't want to be spoiled, this is the end of the video. I will roll our outro after the 2 videos have finished playing, so that's how they will be the ending of the video. So I hope you enjoyed the video this week, and I hope you have a great time in WoW this week. Maybe you're catching up from Christmas. It's funny, I didn't do anything for Christmas, and I'm catching up from Christmas. So yeah, I just needed a week off from grinding out shit. But yeah, if you've gotten any new recent mounts, let me know. I haven't gotten a mount in a long time, so I need to live through you guys. And yeah, I'll probably get back to the mount farm. Well, we'll be back to the mount farm tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll actually loot any mounts tomorrow, right? But as far as back to making some mount videos for you guys, I am working on that. And yeah, and that is it for this video. So I hope you enjoy the cinematics if you do choose to watch them. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Grubby, I'm so glad I got to see you before I go. Goodbye, my sweet little friend.
Before you go? What do you mean?
Only a vessel of Addon wield can contain the power of the grove.
Willow, you? You are the vessel? No! There must be another way!
Don't be sad for me, Pelagos. I've spent my whole life serving the Force. This is my chance to help all of the Shadowlands. My final night was wonderful. I'm so happy you were here to share it with me. I am ready, my queen.
Willow. Thank you. Bastion will never forget what you have given us. I will make certain of it.
Sire Denathrius has been taken prisoner. What is our plan to recover him?
Every soul has its purpose. Denathrius has fulfilled his. We must forge our next weapon.
He's not ready.
Then a more direct approach is necessary. We have not come this far, only to falter now. You know what must be done.
There she is again. You know, these endless lectures of yours
Have failed to convince you. Regardless, the conversation is over. One way or another, we will have you. So I will offer this one last time. Join our cause, or be made to serve.
What kind of choice is that? Why even give me? It's the choice you never had. Despite all your grand designs, there's still some shred of your mortality haunting you. As if the Banshee Queen hasn't entirely eclipsed the Ranger General.
Don't.
Now I understand why you brought me here. Why you've tried so hard to persuade me. Because if you can get me to let go of hope, you finally can too.
Enough! Submit! You are only making this harder on yourself.
Not harder on me. Right now, you hold all the power. How will you use it?
I've not come this far to falter now.
Then why do you hesitate? Make your choice, Sylvanas Windrunner.